Hello everybody, I hope that you are all doing very well and welcome back to another cryptocurrency technical analysis where in today's video I am honestly going to be packing it with so much information for you. I really do hope that you enjoy this video and can learn a lot from it. So the plan is going to be starting with Litecoin, then moving on to BitTorrent, moving on to BNB Binance Coin, EOS and ending with the Bitcoin technical analysis. So yeah, without further ado, let's go straight into it. Actually, no, I did want to expand upon a tweet that I made earlier. Okay, so before I get into the technical analysis, I wanted to expand upon this tweet. So yeah, I'm going to read it out first for added emphasis, and then I'll go through what I mean by it. Okay, so you can be free, financially free. This freedom that trading can give you, okay, is what you are going to be striving for. And today, you know, this is just going to be a perfect video when I go through the technicals. So yeah, you can be free, make your own hours, live and work wherever you please. You can go and work wherever you want. You know, never answer to somebody else. You are your own boss when you're trading. Okay, be independent from routine. Do what you like. Okay. This is the life of a successful trader, okay? And then you can like imagine trading. Adding upon this, I wrote trading is a fascinating intellectual pursuit, okay? Chess, poker, and let's call it video games rolled into one. Okay, a little bit of each mixed into one, and you've got trading. Okay, 2019 is your year. 2019 is going to be the year you study hard and reach your goals. And you know, for me, my sort of mission is to help as many people I can learn technical analysis so they too can meet their goals of becoming a trader, because it is the best job in the world. And what I want to do is quickly expand upon this before I get into the technical analysis with these added quotes. And this is from a book, okay? This is from a book, so these are not my quotes. But yeah, what I'm going to say here is decide that you are in the market for the long haul. That is, okay? You want to be a trader even in 10 years from now, okay? Just imagine with cryptocurrency as well, and this is my saying that, just imagine cryptocurrency in 10 years. Just imagine where it is going to be. We are early adopters, and you know, this is only going to get bigger, I'm sure. Again, not financial advice. This video is zero financial advice and just educational entertainment, but just imagine for a second to yourself where cryptocurrency is going to be in 10 years. Absolutely life-changing opportunities. You know, you're going to be retiring with the Bitcoin that you could accumulate. But you know, that goes on to my next saying here of do not be greedy and rush into trades, okay? Take your time to learn. The markets will always be there. There is always going to be another trade and another opportunity, okay? So yeah, the markets will always be there, offering more good opportunities in the months and years ahead, okay? And that's where you have to concentrate on your FOMO and just know there's always another trade. There's always a new life-changing opportunity trade out there, okay? So with that said, with those notes, take a print screen if you must, and just remember this and write it on your wall, okay, of your goal of becoming financially free. And that freedom is going to give you the choice to do what you want in life. So with that said, I'm now going to go over some absolutely amazing technical analysis targets that have been hit over the last 48 hours, okay, since my last video that I done. And these were targets that I've posted out. You know, this Litecoin, BitConnect, EOS, are all targets that I posted, you know, prior to what's actually happened, okay? They were all posted on, online for free, so people could have joined in on this if they would have liked. So with that said, I hope you don't take this as a bragging video, but you know, the trades have been absolutely perfectly successful, and this is just highlighting technical analysis and what you can achieve if you put in the time. It's truly rewarding. It's one of those jobs, you know, as you all know, I don't view trading as a job. It's just, this is all a hobby, and I absolutely love trading and charting. It's my biggest passion. But you know, if you put in the hours, then you are going to reap the rewards. But you know, this is a chart that I posted out. Just going back to my Twitter here, that this target, just so you can see that it's not being edited in any way, that this target here, okay, just look at the line and try and zoom in as much as you can. Okay, that's not going to work. I was going to zoom in, but I don't think it's going to let me. But this target here, just move to the left at around 1,300, okay? Moving to the left here, okay? And this was the head and shoulders, and I'm going to explain how I got this target. And now that there was the target, and I just want to show you where we fell down. We fell down to the exact cent, okay? To the exact cent. on the exact Satoshi sat. I'm just going to say sat that we broke down, and this is totally unedited, absolutely unedited, and you can just see here reaching the exact top target before the price has now fallen down 10%. Okay, so that's an amazing trade, playing it upwards and then shorting that top target and playing it down, just absolutely textbook. Where did I get this target from? Okay, obviously the main target that we're going from here is how was it derived. Okay, so what we saw here on Litecoin was a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Okay, so we had the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder form. And the way that you get a target on a head and shoulders, or an inverse head and shoulders, so you get a downtrend, you get the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and the head and the right shoulder. Sorry, just gonna hide the volume. Call my words. But what we see then is, you then see a breakup in price, and to get this price target, you take the price from the neckline down to the head, or the head down to the neckline. You take that range, you clone that range, and you move it over to the breakout. Okay, and once you've moved it over to the breakout, that gives you your target. Okay, so obviously the target here was well, this was a 43% move up, but you want to take the exact numbers. Okay, so you see the exact change was 0.003027, and it moved up 0.00327. So textbook technical analysis, just working absolutely amazing. And this is where you need to be on the ball and going through charts and examining charts every single day, and finding these patterns, because when a pattern like this plays out, this is could make your whole year. This one trade could be your trade for the year, and you would not need to trade again if you were that way inclined. A trade like this, absolutely textbook, absolutely amazing. Just shows you that technical analysis really, really, really does work. Okay, it really does. And there's not a coincidence that this price has hit this target and then fell down. Okay, no surprise at all. Okay, that's happened. And this is obviously on the Bitcoin pair. On the Litecoin pair, I was looking at, topping out at potentially $50. That's what it happened, okay? And now I'm looking at $42 on the Litecoin USD chart, okay? But here, obviously, we're looking at BTC pairing. So yeah, that covers Litecoin. And I just wanted to show you all this, first chart. This is one that I tweeted out. This is just absolutely textbook, and it makes me so happy to see this. You don't understand the delight, not just from monetary gains, just from being pleased. And this for me is so aesthetically pleasing, and seeing a chart when it plays out like this, because it's kind of like a wizard. That's where it's going to turn around, and guess what? It turned around. Just absolutely lovely. So yeah, that was the Litecoin chart. That I just wanted to explain firstly, mainly the theory. The coins that I'm going over firstly before I get to the Bitcoin is going to be the theory of what actually happened here. So you can take something and learn from how this was, how this target was got. It was from the left shoulder head. You take the target is to get this target, take the price range from the bottom of the head to the neckline, clone that and move it over to the breakout. Okay, and that's where you get your target. That's where the price hit by the cent, and that's where it got rejected back down. Okay. Amazing though, absolutely amazing. So yeah, moving on to obviously just going through theory, and the last one on Bitcoin will be technical analysis, so to speak. So moving on here to BTT, which is known as BitTorrent. Okay, and this has been my scalping chart. Okay, this is what I've been scalping on. Okay, you can only long this, you can only buy. Okay, so there's no shorting here on I couldn't short this, which is a little bit of a missed opportunity when you can't short, but it's part of the game. You have to agree to it. And this is another one that I literally posted out last week. I posted this out last week after we had formed this 1-2 extended third wave. We formed an extended third wave of a 1-2, and then within this third wave we had a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 5 waves, and then we moved down for a 1-2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, and that's to form the third wave, an extended third wave. Okay, so after we form this extended third wave, my target that I posted out, very clearly on Twitter for you all, was this 618, and this was laddering down from the 618 to the 786. But you see what happened here, and this was at this point when I posted this target, and I said, the patient trader wins. You have to remain patient in this setup, okay? And this was back here, okay? And I was saying, please be patient. We're going to be forming an ABC, okay? A diagonal with a 535 ABC diagonal, okay? Very patient I was, waiting for my opportunity of this 618. What happened? We hit the 618 and got a lovely, lovely reversal. This is why I love Fibonacci. This is why I love Elliott waves. Perfect trading. And this is what gives you your edge in trading. You want to find your edge, and for me it's Fibonacci. But once we saw here, I'm going to go through the trades that I was going through over the last, what is this now, 48 hours, okay? So this is where the price was obviously coming down, and on the day we were on minus 11%, okay? And that's when you know there's opportunity there. When other people are that scared and selling, that's the opportunity. That's when you buy. So we were on an 11% day, okay? And this was yesterday. We were 11% down. Okay, 11% down on the day. We reached 11% down on the day, and then we obviously hit the 618 Fibonacci level. And this was, a sort of a point where you could be buying in here. You had enough time to buy. There was no rush in here. You were here for, about an hour. Okay, on this level, okay, and you could have, laddering down to the 786 or stops below the 6.5, however you would like to trade it. But obviously what we formed here was hitting this 618 Fibonacci level from there, and this was now then how I traded it for the rest of the day. Okay, from here we obviously then formed a wave 1 and a wave 2 back down. The wave 1 here obviously just coming up horizontally to resistance, getting its initial spike. Okay, so it's got its initial spike off of the 618, but obviously fell down at that horizontal resistance from what this downtrend here. Price has obviously, seen a resistance here. People have started to take profits, and that's what formed wave 2. Okay, once we started to come down for wave 2, taking out that Fibonacci retracement, obviously coming down very close to the 382, just above it. We're talking like literally, in terms of pounds, this is going to be like 0.1 of a cent. Very small amount of where you got to here. So very, very close to the 382 here. Obviously came down to the 382, going through the 2 at 236. Okay, so that could have been your first potential buy, the 236, moving down to the 382. Seeing that there was obviously horizontal support here. Okay, and just zoom in really closely. That you can see here, price obviously finding support. If you line up that very nicely, price finding support off of this, this wick upwards where we move back down to the 618, finding support off of there and moving back up. Then how was I trading this? Once we've seen wave 1 and 2, you take out your Fibonacci extension from the bottom of 1 to the top of 1 to the bottom of 2. Okay, and this is what gives you your price targets for wave 3 and 4. Okay, so the general targets that you're aiming for on 3 and 4 are a 1-to-1 and a 1-6-1-8 for wave 3. Okay, wave 3 actually came up, went through the 1-to-1 extension, hit the 1-382, come back down. Okay, come back down. Seem to form an ABC. Okay, from this ABC, so this is the potential of where you want to place your 4. In the end, it didn't really matter too much. You could be seeing the ABC here or a bigger sort of flat ABC, and having your end here, and that's because the 3 obviously hit the 1-6-1-8, and this is why I target the 1-6-1-8. Obviously it hit the 1-6-1-8 and got rejected. But this is all in the end now. You could place your wave 4 here or here. I'm just going to leave it back to here. Okay, for the actually no, I'm just gonna have it how I actually traded it. There's no point in me changing it now, although it's all in retrospect. It's not going to matter whether I place 4 or 4 here right now because the move's over. But after we hit this, we hit the 1-6-1-8, we obviously came back down. Okay, after we came back down, taking out or where you can get potential of where that move's coming down to, taking out your fib levels again, and you see we obviously came back down to the 382, accumulation along that 382 before we spike up again. Okay, this is just literally was the perfect trade, and I was trading this all day yesterday. I was in this trade for 10 hours, but absolutely amazing profits. And so I'm happy to spend 10 hours scalping this. And then obviously we move up again for wave 5. We move up again for wave 5 here. Wave 5 coming up. Sorry, I didn't even try and do that. Wave 5 coming up and then hitting, you see, hitting the 2-to-2 extension. This is where, we're hitting resistance at this 2-to-2, hitting the 2-to-2, moving up to the 2-3-6. Here we are becoming very overextended. Hitting the 236. Top target would be the 2-6-1-8, but obviously, when this price started to get rejected, you can see a big sell-off in volume when this loads. Come on. So here you see the biggest bearish spike in volume from this whole of this wave upwards. Okay, so that's the first telling point. We're on the 5-minute chart, but the first really big spike in bearish volume that we've seen on the whole of this 5th wave up. Okay, that's a telling sign, and you can also see the RSI. Okay, obviously starts to fall down slightly, and those are the sort of things together that you have to be analyzing in that exact time, preferably on the 1-minute chart. But this is like a scalper's dream when this happens. Okay, so this was the trade, and then I did tweet. Pretty sure I tweeted this out yesterday. Where is the tweet? Tweet. Yeah, here we go. So there was that successful day, and you see here that I'm tweeting out as it's hitting the 236, and this is on the 5-minute chart still. So 10 minutes after this move had ended. Okay, 10 minutes after the move has ended, and that was me ending my trading day and going to bed. Okay, that was me. I'm pretty sure I even said this. What a successful day of trading BTTs that was. And that was me saying thank you very much. Time to go to bed, and that was because I believe that the move had topped out, and had the move topped out, absolutely it had topped out. Another absolutely brilliant trade. And then what are you doing here? Okay, after you've seen 5 waves up, you have to take your Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of wave 5 to the bottom of wave 1 to the top of wave 5. And what happened? This cycle has repeated itself. The cycle has repeated itself, price coming down to the 618. Guess what? You buy again on the 618, and then you've seen, even if you just sculpt that up to the next 0.5 level, or just sculpt this up to this 0.5 level, then that's still offered at 618 the potential of just being kind to yourself, a 5% gain. Okay, 5% gain just offered at 618. This yesterday's move was a 25% gain, just over 25% offered a 618, another 5% today. That Litecoin trade was a 30% move up from the head and shoulders, and then a 10% short opportunity. These are life-changing trades that you could have made over the last 48 hours, like once you've learned it. Okay, and I obviously, for me, this is like on the back of my hand, quite not overly difficult, but it takes time to learn this, and I make it seem quite simple, but you do have to put in the time and effort to learn these tools correctly. So yeah, it definitely takes time, and this sort of thing might not come naturally, and it's going to take a lot of determination and effort, but I believe in you, and I will help you along the way. So moving on to the next trade, which is Binance, and this is actually just one, not so much a trade, but just like, wow, how bullish is this coin right now? And this is one that I tweeted out earlier. Not so much like a call or anything, but just the potential of this move is like staggering of what could be happening here. So I'm going to move it out to the weekly chart, and because this is going to be more of a long-term sort of look. But what we see here is a potential on the weekly chart of where it's begun as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an ABC coming down, and what we've just formed is the first wave of wave 3. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC would just actually be on a bigger scale, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we move up. Really, really bullish on Binance coin. Okay, this is a really, really, really nice looking chart. I would say though, do not rush into a trade where we are right now. Obviously, we have just got that. That's just why I say the potential of wave 2 coming down. Where did I say wave 2 coming down to? Well, I've laid it out at around a 0.5 because that's where the top of B is. Okay, but you cannot really go wrong from 0.5 to 618, or really laddering down from 382 to 618. Not financial advice. Please do your own research and own technical analysis. But I see great potential in here, but obviously we have just formed a double top. Okay, we have just formed a double top, so now would be not a too great time to buy. Okay, you're on a really big resistance. You want to wait for a retracement. Okay, you want to wait for this retracement and buy, or alternatively wait for it to break above and hold, and then move on. Okay, right now though, you're buying at a resistance. This is not a buy. Okay, but yeah, do your own research, do whatever you want, but that's not a buy for me. Yeah, so yeah, what I also had laid out here was just some Fibonacci levels of where we came down to on the wave 2, and then taking out that fib extension from the top of 1 to the bottom of 2, and that's where I'm getting these predictions for wave 3, a 1-to-1, moving up to wave 5, a potential 1-382. Okay. But this is a long-term look. You have to think that this is on the weekly chart, and if these predictions come right, then this wouldn't be till June 2020. Okay, so a long way off these sort of possibilities are, but that's something definitely to keep your eye on. This is a very bullish-looking coin, but currently not as it stands on resistance. So moving down onto the next coin that I highlighted, which is EOS. Okay, EOS we're going to look at on the daily chart, and then we'll move on to Bitcoin to end. Okay, if TradingView wants to respond. Okay, so this is another one that I posted out yesterday for you all, okay, here on EOS. And what happened here on EOS is for 51 days, price was held down by this resistance line. So we're talking, about 54 days, price was held down by the 618 Fibonacci. And that's taking the Fibonacci retracement from the top down to the bottom. Okay, I'll just line it up. So you take it from Fibonacci from the top down to the bottom like this. And then you can see here that price comes up, hits the 618 rejection, 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 rejection. But the price comes down and makes a higher low and another higher low. So this forms our descending triangle. Okay, so it's so used to saying that with Bitcoin, this forms our ascending sort of triangle here, where we obviously have higher lows being made with a top level of the 618 to break. This was the trade that I was looking at. That obviously this is a real big strong resistance. What happens? Price breaks above this. I wouldn't buy on this candle, but you buy on the retest where that resistance flips to support. And what happened here? Price, you break above. That is a risky buy for me. Well, it's not overly risky, but you're adding risk in here. The safest buy is waiting for the retest of the 618 and then going, okay? And you can see here, absolutely perfect retest. So price breaks above the pattern, comes back down, tests that old resistance as support, moves on up, okay? And this might not look like a very big trade, but that's still a 5% gain, okay? Over 5% gain from just where you are now. And you can be sat, either move your stop loss up to break even or just take a percentage of profit now. Obviously, we are reaching a resistance, but that was like the most easiest 5% gain because of how tight you could have your stop losses. Literally, the way you would look at this is entering into a long position with your stops just below the 618, okay, just below these sort of levels of wicks, so you're giving yourself about a 1% risk trading up to, the next level of resistance. So you got about a 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade there, okay? So I'm just saying that that's like really, really nice trade. Obviously, we hit the coming up to the 200 weekly moving average, which is going to be really, really big resistance. So that would be your top target for me anyway. Obviously, I've got this highlighted resistance of support here, resistance, and this is lining up with the 200 weekly moving average. The best buy would have been that retest of the 618, which I did point out for people. So yeah, that was EOS. I'm now moving on to the Bitcoin technical analysis, which I'm sure you all are eager to hear. So yeah, Bitcoin technical analysis. Just want to point out some things here that we're obviously looking at on the BitMEX chart. BitMEX chart, because that's what the majority of my followers trade. So obviously here on the BitMEX chart, some interesting things that have gone on. Okay, this top resistance line, I don't understand the bullish sentiment at the moment. So many people that really big Twitter accounts that I actually respect as traders are becoming way too bullish too early, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, again, not financial advice, but just how I'm looking at this is a bit too bullish. Okay, I do not really see anything bullish in this chart as it stands. I see a downward sloping resistance line. This downward sloping resistance line is still the resistance, or really, 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 really big resistance. You cannot underestimate this resistance line. Okay, please do not underestimate this. It's very strong. Not only that, we are still obviously forming lower highs, okay? This pump up, although nice, just gave us from that target of that falling wedge that we obviously had. Let me just really quickly draw the lines, but you all know that I got a bit too greedy on this, trying to trade to the 200 weekly moving average. It got within $30, but obviously we formed that falling wedge and price broke up from that falling wedge, okay? That's what happened here. So just textbook technical analysis, breaking up from a falling wedge. You've kind of hit your target here. That's the pattern. From the book would be over. Okay, so I don't really see why there's so much bullish sentiment at the moment. While we remain below this line, especially. The main target, until we're below really 4,100 and also 4,400, then there's no need to be FOMOing into positions. Just calculate, and there's opportunities for longs here. Don't get me wrong, there's opportunities for longs, but overall on the grand scheme of things, on a macro sort of scale, undeniably bearish, undeniably bearish. And you could even say that we're in this bottom resistance line from the 6th of February, okay, where you sort of see this line up like this. Okay, from the 6th of February, where we're trying to line up this resistance line, where we obviously moved down, held as support once, then you come back up, test this line as resistance, 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 resistance. So I'm saying that there's a possibility of a trend line here from the 6th of February. That's over a year now. For over a year ago, that trend line's still in play. Okay, what else happened here? We got rejected by the 55 daily exponential moving average, okay? This was a level that I've been telling people to watch, okay? The 55 exponential moving average is not a moving average that you go through on the first attempt, okay? We all know that since our downwards movement on the 8th of November, this was the first attempt, and you are not going to break through it on the first attempt, or extremely, extremely unlikely. So obviously we come up, touch the 55 exponential moving average, and that's where the move topped out, and then we're obviously forming this consolidation right now. I would say that not necessarily on a shorter term time frame, when we go drop down the time frames, okay, add in the volume, and I would say that this is not necessarily a bearish consolidation at the moment. It's could possibly be forming a flag that we come up here and test the the possibility of this being sort of our flag and we come up and touch the top of this resistance line. So there is the opportunity short term of a move to test this resistance before we come back down. That's what I'm keeping my eye on anyway, to see how this consolidation plays out. My buys are still going to be on this 618 Fibonacci level. Okay, I'm still looking at this 618 Fibonacci level, okay, for potential buys here. But this is going to be more of confirmation. I'm going to wait to see how this holds. Okay, I am being cautious when it comes to buying Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, there's opportunities to buy better buys on altcoins right now. Bitcoin is not really seeing big moves, where you see the altcoins, as I've just went through, a 30% move, a 25% move. This coin's moved, I mean, loads. Binance coin has literally moved over the past. If we just take this week, if we're just going to take this week, well, this is a bit more than a week. But from the bottom here, it's obviously up 117%. Okay, all I'm saying is there's better opportunities than Bitcoin currently. Okay, in terms of looking to buy, there's better opportunities. So I'm waiting for confirmation to buy before I buy on this 618. And obviously you have to remember that everything's correlated to Bitcoin. All these altcoins are correlated to Bitcoin. But if you expect a bounce off of this 618, then I'd prefer to be looking into one of my other coins that I'm keeping an eye on, because that bounce is going to be amplified. Okay, and they're saying that if we move down to touch this 618, well, then I can be shorting like Ethereum Litecoin for example, that's going to be seeing bigger moves. These are amplified. Don't get me wrong, I love trading Bitcoin because of its liquidity. I only trade coins with lots of liquidity, where there's lots of money flowing through. I don't trade really small market cap coins. Obviously on my normal watch list that we're looking at here, these are all highly liquid. I'm not even sure if that's a word. High liquidity coins, okay, where there's lots of money flowing through these coins, so you can have big positions filled. That's why I love trading Bitcoin, because obviously that is the main one, the biggest volume flowing through. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm looking at here, the potential of this coming down to the 618 and getting a bounce. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on this currently, though. Obviously, but price being very well held up by the 382. Okay, this is being held up currently by the 382 Fibonacci level. Undeniably, it's being held up by that. That is what's holding it up. And you can just see that there is the potential that we move up and touch this trend line. But for me, I'm being hesitant on Bitcoin, because I don't see really a nice trade. You could obviously be taking your trade right now. The potential, if you're looking for longs, entering into a long with your stop loss just below the 382 and targeting the top of this trend line. Okay, and that's a 20-to-1 risk to reward ratio long. That's a really good long opportunity here. Don't get me wrong, it is a really, really good long opportunity, but I am still preferring to play the other coins that I have an eye on, because if Bitcoin is to move up, that what is that in terms of percentage? 7%. Well, you can bet that some of these other altcoins are going to be moving 14%. Okay, so that's something that I'm keeping my eye on Bitcoin. I do see the potential of a really nice long opportunity, but I would prefer to just wait for a bit more confirmation on Bitcoin itself. Okay, coming down to this 618, I'd be a buyer. Okay. Coming up to this resistance, I'd be a shorter. Okay, if we break through that, and even if we then come up to the next high, I'd still be a shorter. Okay, I'm still looking for shorts in this area. The only place I'm looking for longs, I'm actually going to see how this holds on a shorter time frame. If we continue to hold this 382 for the next, well, I actually have football practice tonight, so that's influences my decision. But I do have football tonight, so I will be out. But if I come back from football practice and price is still being upheld by the 382 Fibonacci, then I do have to be leaning into the potential of a buy. Short term, don't get me wrong, this is a short term trade, just because the risk to reward is really nice. Now, let's say that we're still where we are now, stop loss below the 382, well, actually below that liquidity pool, so I'd give myself a bit of a wider stop loss, because that's just too easy to get a wick to come down here, too easy to get that wick to get that liquidity to move upwards. Be careful. There's gonna be, this is what I'm thinking anyway, there's gonna be a liquidity hunt in this area. Okay, if we are to move down, be careful of that wick that takes you out before this moves down. Okay, there needs to be some liquidity engineered here, and that's engineered by taking out a stop, and then then you get that move. So just be careful of that, and that's how I always aware of that when I place my stop losses. I do not get wicked out of moves. If I get stopped out of a move, it's because generally the price is actually going against me. My setup has been invalidated, and I'd expect that to fall down to around the 618, to be honest. But see how that bounce goes. Obviously, this was our resistance prior when we were looking back here, this was our resistance area, and that just smashed straight through it. This resistance we was looking at, 3,550 here, actually, sorry, was obviously a really, really big resistance level, and we just smashed straight through it. So who's to say that we can't just smash straight through the 618? Well, nobody can. It's impossible to say. But that's why you have to take into risk rewards and your stop losses. RSI coming down, very nicely now back into the 50 region. So, price of, RSI obviously totally reset while holding, the horizontal still of the 382. Yeah, that's the analysis of Bitcoin. Basically, I'm going to be... I'll give you an update on Twitter tonight of whether I buy in on this 382 or not. I'm going to wait until I get back from football before I make a decision here. It's not, for me, I'm just going to wait until I get back and see how it's played out in about 4 hours time. Okay, I'm going to be out for about 4 hours, so in about 4 hours time I'll give you an update of how, maybe about 4.5 hours. I have no idea, 4.5 5 hours time, more or less. That's if I don't, if I take this trade out, I'll let you all know on Twitter. Actually, first on my Discord, to promote my Discord, I'm going to post it on the Discord channel first, to let you all know what actually happens, and then I'll come along and post it on Twitter, because I love the Discord family. Everybody is so nice. Okay, everybody is literally so nice. It's like a little family that we have going on here, and I'm super happy that everybody's so supportive. Everybody is like really helping out, and people come here with questions and somebody is always there to help. It's really friendly, really positive environment. And this is from my video yesterday, 2 days ago, which you should go back and watch if you haven't, when I said you need to surround yourself with positivity, and this community is positive. Okay, it really is positive, and I'm proud, I guess, that I have managed to find these group of people that are all like-minded like myself to help others out. It's great. I mean, look at these. Shout out to the average students. It's really, I'm really enjoying everything that's going on right now, and I'm surrounding myself with positivity, really enjoying life, really, not just from the monetary gains, not just about that. I'm not just so happy because of that. I'm just happy because I just feel I'm in a really good space right now. I'm helping out so many people, I feel. And I've got so much plans ahead of me. I'm working really hard right now. I'm really working so hard on background things and background ideas that I have lined up, and I'm just excited for the future with what's going to come. I really hope that I have that this reach to help out lots of people, and obviously kind of I already am, and I can just see. I'm just really excited of what's to come. I'm just going to say that. So yeah, I hope that you are as excited as me. As I say here, let's go team. My mission is to make lots of new traders successful. Hopefully that this video has helped you out with some of the theory that I've went through. Please just come over and say hello, and if you would like to, a bit of self-promotion here, that you can come over and obviously just say hello, give you a tip if you would like to do that, and then you get the My Trading Crew rewards on Discord. Alternatively, I have keen students where you can obviously message me anything you want in DMs. I am only responding to DMs from keen students and avid students because I do not have time to respond to everyone. As however much I would like, I just do not have the time to go through and reply to everybody. So that's now locked down to keen and avid students only. And obviously on the avid students, we have going through weekly live streams, which I'm turning into lessons for the avid members. So yeah, that's the potential if you would like to do that. And if you wouldn't like to join me on Patreon, then you can just, wait for the content to be released on YouTube. Or Twitter, or everything else that I post on. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much. You don't understand the appreciation for me personally. You all make me so happy with your comments. Honestly, the comments for me, really nice, really kind of everybody. Shout out to Chris with this nice comment. Just from example today, best trader and teacher on crypto Twitter. Get Wolves where you can. After first lesson, it took me 5 seconds to pay for 10 more. Bet I'll do the same after these 10s. Chris is actually a personal student of mine as well. We do one-to-one mentorship. This guy is I really like Chris. He's a good guy, and he is going to learn a lot with me, I'm sure. But not just that, I'm not trying to self-promote myself too much. You can learn from anybody that you want. But I'm excited on this space. I'm excited for Twitter, for crypto in general. And I'm just really happy with how everything's going, and I'm super excited. And I hope that because of how important positivity is in life, you cannot move forwards and get to your goals if you're not positive. So I hope that I can transmit some of my positivity and happiness to you through these videos. And if I can, then that's a mission complete in itself. I love to try and make people happy the best I can. If you have a smile on your face, that smile is going to be generated onto someone else, and that's how I live and how I believe. So I try and go through life smiling as much as I can. Because then hopefully someone else is going to smile and that can make their day. And with that said, thank you everybody for watching. Honestly, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all on the next one. Cheers, everybody. Oh, and yeah, finally, actually, if you have liked this video, please like it. It does, help me out a great deal. Drop a comment drop me a comment on how you maybe feel crypto is going to be going in 10 years. Where do you see yourself in 10 years, and where do you see crypto in 10 years? That for me would be quite interesting. And the comments, I read every single comment. Although I might not reply to everyone, I 100% read every single comment. So yeah, that would be interesting for me actually. Where do you see cryptocurrency in 10 years time? Referring back to what I went through at the start. That where are you going to be as a trader in 10 years? Let's say, where are you going to be and where is crypto going to be in 10 years? Just imagine in 10 years, if you watch my videos daily for the next 10 years, or however, maybe not daily, but if you watch my videos for the next 10 years, just imagine where you are going to be. That's something to think about. This daily dedication to trading and learning. Just imagine how successful you are going to be. And with that said, yeah, please, share this with somebody if you've enjoyed it. Share it with a friend, make their day too. And yeah, that's the end of the analysis. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace out. Cheers.